My name's Don.
And I'm Peter.
And we are two plebs talking about... California.
This week in the DPRC.
Sure enough. And we have Trixie news in the DPRC this week.
Trixie news?
Mm.
What kind of Trixie news are we talking about here?
The Gollum kind of Trixie.
Uh-oh.
So, California has become the first state in the union to ban intersex surgery on children.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Now, you're thinking to yourself, that doesn't seem very progressive. But we're like big fans of Canada and stuff, and they mandate that shit, right? So, what the hell is going on?
There's got to be some kind of catch here.
Yeah,
because all the what the fucks is going off.
Right. Turns out that what they actually meant was you can't take a child who is actually of the, 0.1%, right, that are actually intersexed and have surgery to correct that and make them one sex.
One or the other.
You got it, right?
Gotcha. So they are specifically talking about what the term that used to be used, the hermaphrodites.
Yes. Right.
Gotcha.
So you can't make a hermaphrodite a non-hermaphrodite, right? And you can't do any of the things that would sort of be related to this, which is to say there's a clitoral shortening surgery, news to me, but it's a thing.
Okay.
No more of that. And none of this, crap where it's you're a dude born with ovaries, so yank 'em. Right. That doesn't happen either.
Okay.
Because children can't consent, which is an ironic thing for this state to be running around saying. But at least as importantly, if they want this done, they will say so when they're an adult.
Okay.
Right. So you will now go through all of school being a chick with a dick, and you'll like it.
Apparently.
And evidently, parents have no control over their children's medical care anymore, which is interesting.
Apparently not.
So that'll be nice because that's the argument that we're making here, right? But they pull out, because they always do. This is the story that will make you feel good about this being a good thing,
right?
Which is some lady had. A surgery when she was, I want to say 16, and was told that it was to remove ovaries that had indications they were becoming cancerous.
Okay.
Well, it was actually removing undescended testicles.
Oh.
And so she was super duper shocked and upset about this, so we need to make it illegal.
But why wasn't she told that they were undescended testicles to begin with?
Good question. Right?
I mean, why not be honest with your child? There's an abnormality here. We're doing a surgery to correct it.
Well, keep in mind that this is the same generation of parents who never thought any of their children should be abnormal for any reason, otherwise something was wrong.
No, if your child's abnormal, your child's abnormal. There's not something wrong.
Right. And this is where we get into the stop shaming people, normal doesn't exist crap. Right? Which was an obvious evolution for a generation of people who never wanted their snowflake to experience hardship for any reason.
Right. I'm sorry. You're right. No two people are built precisely the same. However, there are certain common guidelines that everyone follows. Anybody who falls outside of those guidelines are abnormal. Because within those guidelines, you are normal.
All right. Well, the question there became, what do we call normal? But now we're drifting pretty far away from this. So,
sorry.
Importantly, by the way, this does not seem to address whether or not you can take your 2-year-old with a dick and get that thing lopped off because you want a girl. Because your 2-year-old said, I feel more like a girl today.
Right. They are specifically going after those who technically have a choice.
Well, I mean...
Because they already have both bits.
Right. And we should protect them. Everybody else, whatever.
Everybody else can get their genitals mangled, but not them.
Right. Because reasons, right? But we have already virtue signaled that we're probably going to follow Canada for mandatory intersex treatment for children who, at any moment go, I don't feel like the gender I was assigned at birth today, so fix it.
No. Because I've already had my 5-year-old say, I'm a Nyan cat. So, no. We're not going to the doctor saying, you better put a tail and ears on her.
Well, I mean...
and a rainbow.
Why not? Think about how much better life would be if your kid actually just transformed into a cat.
A spacefaring, planet-destroying cat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one step at a time.
Right. Apparently we have to find, Master Roshi to train her.
Sure. Something anime. Goddamn weebs. Anyway. So... but look, I mean, this is the direction we're going. Unless, by the way, by some miracle, you were half cat, in which case you need to be preserved until adulthood.
Yes.
And this is a great idea, right?
No.
Oh. Well, but there was that nature versus nurture case study, in the 80s or something, where there was a actual intersex kid born or something.
Right.
And they ended up feeding him estrogen because they were going to circumcise him and fix the girl parts later, and then they a little bit over circumcised, and it was just turns out cut that fucking thing off entirely. And they went, well, you do have the girl parts handy. And so just made him a girl and fed him estrogen and shit. And that didn't work out well. So
because gender dysphoria.
Right. But see, that tells us that it's very important that we preserve the he-she's.
Right.
Right?
So that they can decide which gender they're going to be.
Which, by the way, no way this sucks and or is confusing if you're a kid.
Right.
Not possible.
Now, yeah. They're like, well, there was kind of an accident. Because, no, I remember that story.
Right.
So we had to make you a girl, but I feel like a boy. Well, at one point in time, you did have a penis.
Right. So, oops. But anyway. And it's... it
sucks.
It's reappeared in television everywhere, right? And so things and stuff. And now that we've had it in television for 20 years, we all know this is a super good idea because television made out that this was all going to just be the worst thing in the world all the time.
Right.
And television is where we get our evidence from these days. So certainly this bill's a good idea.
The world works like TV.
Yeah.
I'm going to go run into Gary Sinise in New York.
Sure.
No, I'm not, because I'm not going to break the law.
Well, I mean, hey, just do your thing.
No.
But clearly we all leap tall buildings after watching Superman. But,
well, obviously that wasn't going to happen. None of us are from Krypton.
That was the problem. You needed to be an illegal alien.
Yes.
Anyway, so that clearly is that. Maybe that explains California.
Maybe it does. It's like they're all Superman,
right? But look, even if they're Superman, by the way, if they're chicks with dicks, then they need to be preserved super hermaphrodites.
Apparently, there's no way we can segue into the next one, can we?
Well, it's about chicks without dicks.
It is.
Though it is chicks hanging out with dicks.
There's that.
So, I think that's as good as we get.
I think so.
So, we passed ourselves, or rather we're about to pass ourselves, another bill of California's progressive awesomeness.
Right.
Which is to say...
super progressive and inclusive.
Exactly. Which is to say that I don't think at the time that we started recording this bill is passed. But the way this state works, it will be soon.
It's fast-tracked.
In fact, by the time any of you see this...
It might be done.
It might already be passed. But...
I mean, it is California.
Right.
The only thing it does fast.
Right. Progressive nonsense. And then it's like light speed.
Yep.
So we decided that we're going to mandate that women be on corporate boards of directors.
Yes.
And not just like... there needs to be one, though there is a rule for there only being one, right?
Right.
But you have to have what amounts to gender parity, right? In boards.
Have to?
Yeah.
Why?
Something progressive, inclusive, that's diversity.
Those are all nonsense reasons.
Well, maybe. But this is California, and that's how we do things here.
I'm sorry for being the person who's like, I make the assumption that if there are women out there with the qualifications, educational background, and then they could, in fact, perform this job, that they would be. People would put them on the boards.
What you don't understand is that this culture hates women. Now, you might not understand that because...
No, we live in fucking California. No, we don't hate women around here.
Well, no, just everywhere. By this culture, I mean all cultures hate women, and men are the problem with everything. And this explains something.
No, it explains nothing.
And the outcome of that is that we decided that women are inferior and belong in the home, and so that obviously they can't be in a director's seat.
Women are women, and they belong wherever the fuck they want to be.
I don't know about that, but look, we all know this.
As long as they make the qualifications.
Oh, weird. But look, we all know this, right? And I mean, I know justifying in that in any way, shape, or form is difficult to the line of impossibility. But we all know this, and so we're going to write a law that says, look, you bigots, put women on the goddamn boards of your companies.
Get qualified women to petition to get onto the boards of our companies.
Shut up. I mean, that's the correct answer here. Because this is...
No, the correct answer was get qualified women to petition to get on the board.
No, not at all. Right. So that would be difficult and require work. And look, this is California. We don't require work here. Come on.
Yes, we do.
No.
Yes, we do.
Not at all.
Or else taxes won't come in.
You say that, but look, this is going to be the socialist utopia where we give everybody money and no one actually does any work, and that unless it's their preferred thing that they want to do for work, and then they'll go out and do it to the best of their ability because this is the promise of socialism.
No.
Well, say that if you want, but Sacramento disagrees with you.
I know Sacramento disagrees with me. The way this has panned out in the past when people have tried it disagrees with Sacramento.
Are you suggesting that back when we said everybody needed EBT and then we ran a bunch of specials about the surfer bro who now conducts music in a coffee shop and doesn't get paid for it and just surfs all day outside of that, didn't produce some sort of massive economic result?
Yes.
Oh, weird. Well, you're just wrong. And
no, I'm not.
Stop it right now, you bigot. How dare you say that women need to be qualified, because clearly they are, right?
Well,
this is very important.
No. If they were qualified and capable of performing the task, why are they not there? Is it because men are telling them they can't be there?
Yes, obviously.
They got proof of this?
All the men's got together in the big patriarchy meeting and went, Hey, Bob, we can't let the women's on the boards. And
where's the proof of this?
Well, I mean, obviously...
Because at that point in time, do you go after them for discrimination? That's already against the law.
Oh, well, that's not working.
Why put another anti-discrimination law on top of anti-discrimination laws that are already not working?
Well, because we did all of this, you can't discriminate based on sex, and we didn't end up with gender parity.
Right, because people stopped discriminating. The numbers of women in those positions did rise, but it didn't come 50-50.
Yeah.
And all of our studies about egalitarian societies, the more egalitarian you go, the less equal in those positions things get. We have studies that point that out.
The correct answer is shut up. Because there should be gender parity, and so we're going to make it so. Now, look, you got to understand that gender parity only matters in some places, like boards of directors for companies, by the way.
Apparently.
Not so much in, like, trash guy.
Right.
But still, we'll be happy to let them be trash guys. But we, we're going to start with something big, and that'll just filter down to the rest of the jobs or something.
No.
Well, you say that, but we're going to put
I know
this
we're
bill
going.
in.
I know we're going to put this bill in. It's California.
That's true.
This bill is in.
Yeah.
There's no question about this. This is in. And will it start affecting all other industries? As long as it's not dirty grunt work.
Probably, yeah.
Because, nope, there's too many men getting into the nursing and medical assistance because we're getting too close to gender parity there, so we're not going to bother helping out that one.
Oh, no, we're moving away from gender parity there.
Of course, because we want more women, because they're natural caretakers.
Sure. But, look, I've heard plenty of intersectional feminist douchebags say that we should have gender parity there as well. So, I mean, look, at least they're consistent.
Good for them.
But, look, we're going to do this, right?
Right.
And so a couple of people have voiced objections, right? And I think maybe we should address their objections, which, by the way, the correct answer to their objections is, of course, shut up. But, so a whole bunch of companies got together and said that, yeah, so you're kind of running into a problem here, which is to say, the 65 Discrimination Act, right?
Right.
Sexual Discrimination Act, or whatever the hell it was, and the California Constitution and the U.S. Constitution are kind of standing in your way.
Oh, how so?
Well, you see, when we wrote all of these laws and or did court precedent of interpretation of what the Constitution means, what we said was, well, you just can't discriminate based on sex, right?
Right.
So, not that you can't have all women or all men in any given place, but if someone who applied for that job can prove that you
discriminate against them.
You decided that they were bad because they were women's, then you owe them money, right?
Right.
Now, the way that has actually worked out in the court system is no gender parity, obviously discrimination.
Obviously.
Because we spent a lot of time getting over the progressive court that we are now getting over. But look, that's the way it worked. And so all of the laws still actually say, though, you cannot discriminate based on sex.
Right.
Well, if you are a company filling a director's seat,
yep,
and you have 5 men on your board, you're required by this law to have 2 people of that 5-person board be women.
So you now have to fire 2 people based on their sex.
Oh yeah, but that'll come later, right? Because let's say
and then when you when you start hiring to fill those seats, you have to tell people, I'm sorry, I can't hire you because you have a penis.
Yeah.
You're forcing them to break... You can't have a law that forces people to break the law.
Sanctuary state. Hello.
No, it doesn't force them. It's they're not allowed to interact with ICE.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, but let's not get back to ICE.
This
we talk about that.
This is California.
But look, you're going to have your 5 people, right? Mm-hmm. And this law is going to go into effect almost guaranteedly 2019, 2020, right? With a full enactment time frame of 2021. I don't think they've pinned down a day, again, at the time of this recording. But you better believe it's probably going to be January 1st for relevant years, right? But that means if you have your 5-person, right, you have 5 guys on a director board, 2 of them got to go.
And those 2 guys are going to launch lawsuits versus the state of California.
Yeah.
And that's going to be that way for every company.
Hold on. So you can't sue California for your company having discriminated against you, right?
Yes, you can, because California forced your company to discriminate against you.
But you don't have standing there, right? The people who actually did you wrong were the company.
No, the people who actually did me wrong was California by forcing my company to have to discriminate against me to be compliant with the law.
Yeah, but the way this actually works in court is you sue the company and the company sues California. Now, all that means is, of course, the company has to shoulder the financial burden until the case against California is done.
Right.
Which definitely will cause no problems of any variety.
No.
Because the law didn't say the worker had to do anything, right? So the company had to do something.
Right.
And so what they will do is go into court and go, we're just complying with the law, And once you get out of California, no one will care about the California law. And they'll go, you discriminated based on sex. Pay him.
Right.
And then California will get sued by whatever company and going, I had to pay him because you did this.
Yeah.
Well, California's never had a problem putting businesses in catch-22, so I'm sure they won't mind this. And what that will come down to is they'll go, well, but we'll fight you to the Supreme Court. So you're going to end up with this thing where chances are really good it will just be cheaper to pay out severance packages than it will to fight California.
Right.
Who, by the way, will just reach deeper into your own pocket, dear company.
To pay for its legal defense.
You got it. And this is the way we do things here, right?
Right.
And look, by the way, there is no argument of qualification in this law. So, that earlier point you were making, oh, they need to be qualified? No, the fuck they don't.
No, they don't.
Technically
No.
speaking.
Anytime they've put in any law like this, because this is effectively affirmative action, but it targets specifically women.
Well, there's no effectively about it. That's affirmative action.
That is affirmative action. And affirmative action also didn't state that they have to be qualified for the position, just that they have to be there.
Yeah. So, I had a suggestion from a viewer, actually, on how to deal with this, which was, okay, we'll just all increase the size of our boards by whatever number of people is required, pay you minimum wage, and you have no duties. But you're on the board.
There you go.
I mean, technically meets the law, right?
It does.
That might be just everyone's way out of this. And you better believe if that happens, California's going to be pissed.
Goddamn people trying to circumvent the laws.
But, as we just went over, what other choice are they going to have?
Go through an extensive legal fight. Or figure a way out.
You can hire someone for minimum wage and just add that to the cost of doing business, or you can spend tens to hundreds of millions in court settlements and legal fees.
Yeah.
You'll get what you want, California, just not actually what you want.
No, you get what you ask for, not what you want.
And that's the end of our show for the day.
That's right. It's taco time.
However, before we go, we'd appreciate it if you shared us around.
You can find us on YouTube,
BitChute,
Facebook,
Twitter,
Patreon,
and Maker Support.
Thanks for stopping by.